Hey guys, once again we're here on Be Built by Broser at the Mecca, Gold's Gym Venice. Mark Durando is here with me in the full-fledged off-season, now weighing 216 pounds and still hard as a rock. I don't know how it happens, but
I know.
It does. But anyway, we're here to show you an exercise that I really enjoy doing. It's a play on a skull crusher or a lying tricep extension. Obviously, most people do those with a barbell or easy bar, maybe even sometimes 2 dumbbells. A lot of movements are even more effective on a cable, and that's really for the simple fact that the cable provides constant tension from beginning to end, especially on the lockout. So he's going to do it on the cable machine. You'll see how we have it set up, lying flat. We're using a straight bar. You can also use a curved bar or one of those V-bars. And the key to this movement is keeping your elbows pretty much straight in line up with your eyes and not letting, especially on the lockout, you don't want your elbows to come forward. If they come forward, you lose that tension. If you keep them back and you lock out, you can still feel the tension at the top of the movement, which you can't feel with the barbell. Also, there's constant stress on the negative because the way we have the bench set up, the cable's actually pulling at an angle rather than straight down with the barbell. So there's a lot of tension on this movement. I'm not saying you shouldn't use the barbell. Use that once in a while, but give the cable a chance as well, and you'll feel a little bit differently. Great mass builder for the tris. Okay, so as you can see, he's keeping his elbows in a fixed position. He's not letting them flare out. He's keeping them tight. He's lowering the bar to the top of the forehead. This is something that you can experiment with. You can go to the top of the forehead. You can even bring the elbows back a little further and go to the back of the head. See which way you feel it more, which way you get a better stretch, and where your shoulders are comfortable. When he gets to the top, he's using that constant tension of the cable to flex the triceps. You can't do this with a dumbbell or a barbell, but you can do it with a cable, and as you can see, the cable's angled back behind him, which puts even more stress and pressure on the triceps throughout the movement, through the whole range of motion, top to bottom. Come to the top, squeeze, and again, always nice and controlled, lowering on the eccentric, and back to the top. Awesome movement for the triceps, great mass builder, great movement to superset with another cable movement like push downs, very versatile. Good stuff, Mark. Positioning, come on. Up, squeeze. We go back to me. Perfect set.
Hi guys, I'm Max and we are at the Mecca, and this is a brand new Be Built by Broser on a beautiful January day. It's like summer over here. And we got Big Luca back with us. E, what's going on with this giant man?
Well, I'm very excited to say that we have some big news. As you guys know, you've seen before in some of the shows we worked together a couple years ago, the year that he won his pro card. Had a lot of success, so we're really happy with that. But Luca has not been on stage since. He's just been toiling away, getting bigger and better here at Gold.
Yeah, he trains like a beast every day.
Yeah, no, there's been no let up of intensity. He's getting better. I tell him all the time he's getting better, but I've just been watching him and saying, you know, when is this man going to get up on stage and use his pro card? So we discussed it the other day. I'll let Luca fill you in on what we figured out here.
All right, so what's going on, Luca? What's the news?
Well, it's because of him.
I know, it's always because
quiet,
of him.
I almost retired, I almost quit bodybuilding.
Really?
And then we spoke yesterday, a few days ago, and we decided I need to do my pro debut, bring my best condition. You know, Eric is a great coach. I trust him blindly. We're friends as well, so there's a really good connection between us. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna bring a best package of my life. So at these days I was kind of disappointed because it seems like it's all about, you know, man physique, the classic physique or whatever. So we can't lose another bodybuilder. So it's time to me to go back on stage and bring the best package of my life and show to everybody that I still have some
gas in the tank.
To say.
Yeah, gas in the tank. Oh, cool. Have you decided for a show? I mean, obviously, you always keep yourself in really good condition. You're never out of shape. So this should be an easy prep. I mean, it's not like it's fine tuning, right, for him.
Well, what we're gonna do is we decided we're gonna wait till a little bit later this year. So we're gonna do Tampa, which I believe is in
July,
August,
I think.
or July or August.
Yeah,
August.
August,
At the
okay.
beginning of August, because it's funny when you hear me say this, but Luca actually wants to gain some more size. So,
Of course.
you know, obviously we're not looking to gain bulk size. We just want to sort of, you know, bring up some weaker body parts, just let him get into prime condition, so when we start contest prep, we feel comfortable with where he is. And he hasn't really had, even though he's been training hard and everything, he really hasn't been in off season. He's really just been kind of maintaining. And he always gets bigger, he always gets better, but there's not really been, okay, let me build myself. So we're going to do that for a little while, and then we're going to go into contest prep. So we're very excited about Tampa, and I'm very excited about working with him again. I know that we make a great team, and I get asked all the time by clients and people who are fans of the show, what's happening with Luca? And I honestly always have to say, I said, well, he's still there, he's still pumping iron, he's still getting bigger, but I don't know when he's getting on stage, but I hope that he will soon. And
So it's the time now.
and now it's the time. You know, I really think that it's time for him to do it, and I've talked to him about it several times, and he finally gave me the green light. So we're actually going to get right into this
Yay.
and start next week, and
Awesome.
Get
Very
him back on
exciting.
stage where he belongs.
Can we expect having him on the show, training with us? That'd be cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Would be nice.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
What do you want to work on the most, Luca? What do you feel like?
Well,
what body part do you want to improve the most?
Mostly, I think I'm gonna talk to Eric first, but I think I still need to improve my back. So
Okay.
I want to keep training back twice a week.
Okay.
Get more thickness, especially in my lower back.
Okay.
You know, I want to bring overall improvement.
Yeah.
I don't know how many weak points I have, but no, I'm gonna bring an overall improvement.
But mostly
So,
back is your concern.
My
Gotcha.
back, you know, you win the show from the back
Right.
most of the time.
Right.
So, especially in the back of the biceps, I want to be very impressive.
Okay.
And besides that, I mean, with Eric, we're gonna be.
Well, you'll have to take a look at you, I'm sure, because we see you train in the gym, but it's different than posing. here,
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna take a full look at him and see what's going on. And the main thing that I want to concentrate on, which is what I wanted to concentrate on when he won his pro card, is conditioning.
Yeah.
He's got to come on stage
Peeled.
completely ripped, because
Yeah.
we know he has tremendous size. But when he comes in ripped and his waist is nice and tight and he's
Yeah.
small and his thighs are sweeping, he has an amazing X frame,
Yeah.
and I think he could do a lot of damage
And he's
that
tall
way.
too, so that's good.
Yeah, and you know, he's got more than enough size. We don't have to play the size game.
Yeah.
We have to play the condition game, because he's as big as anyone out there. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna give it our best shot. And I just want him to do the best that he ever has been for his pro debut.
Very exciting.
We'll see from there.
Very excited.
go from there.
Well, thanks for the scoop, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi guys, Big E. This is the Ask Monday section of the show. So do you have some good question this week?
Yeah, I had an interesting question that wasn't actually on my page. Somebody emailed it, and thought it'd be kind of cool to address it here. This person was asking me about, I guess he's been watching some of the videos that I've been doing lately with Sergio Oliva Jr. and Stanimal, and wanted to know, he was basically asking me, how do you look at a guy, these guys who seem to be perfect, you know, like to most people, you know, most people would look at them and say they have no flaws, they're just, you know, incredible everywhere, and they've reached such high levels. You know, how do you look at somebody like this and figure out, you know, what to improve, and what do you do to improve somebody who's already so good? And I thought that's a pretty interesting question, because it is true. I mean, a lot, you know, you look at them and you just like, they look amazing. I mean, Sergio has already won the New York Pro, and Stanimal's, you know, won the San Marino, and, you know, other people that I've trained have won such high level shows. But the truth is, nobody is perfect, and everybody has flaws. And, you know, and as bodybuilders, especially on the professional level, or seeking the professional level, everybody wants to, you know, seek perfection, even though you can't have perfection. They'll look at their body, and they'll know there's certain areas that maybe are more developed than others, certain areas they've never been able to bring up. And this is where I come in. And when I assess somebody like this, I look at their physique, you know, very, very clearly. I look at pictures of them in the shape that they are at the time I'm training them, and I also look at pictures of them in contest shape, in their best ever shape, and I look very carefully over the body and see if I can find flaws in their physique. And mostly when I say flaws, I mean areas that maybe are not in proportion with other areas of the physique. Like if the you know, the biceps and triceps are off, or if there's some areas of the back, maybe they have a lot of width but not much depth, or do they need more sweep in the thighs. So these are the things that I look at, and once I decide, you know, what I think it is that they need, and of course I discuss it with them as well, I try to troubleshoot, you know, what's going on. And in doing that, you know, these guys, again, they've been training for a long time. They've probably trained with other trainers. They've tried a lot of different methods, but I need to figure out what is the reason why they're not developing certain body parts. Now, of course, genetics will always come into play. There are certain body parts that are going to grow almost no matter how you train them if your genetics are awesome, and there's certain body parts that are stubborn. But I need to look at their training, and I need to look at two aspects of their training. I need to look at their form on the exercises that they're using and see if there's something flawed in their form. Because sometimes it's just a way they're doing certain exercises, especially let's use chest as an example. A lot of people do their presses and their flies and their dips using more of their shoulders and triceps than using their chest. And sometimes there's some subtle ways that I can change their positioning or their angle or their form so that I can get them to engage the proper muscles. And then the other thing that I need to look at is this dog who is barking. So I need to also look at the exercises they've been doing. I need to look at the rep ranges they've been using. I need to look at their tempos. I need to see, because obviously whatever it is they've been doing hasn't been working. And if they keep doing the same thing over and over again, well, that's the definition of insanity, they say. So, you know, there's no reason why, if doing, you know, 10 sets of bench presses has not been working for the last 10 years, why it will all of a sudden start working. They need to do different things. And a lot of times it comes down to changing their rep tempo, the speed at which they do their reps, having them do longer eccentric reps, or holding the reps more at the stretch or at the top. Sometimes it involves using completely different exercises that they have not been using, or working the same exercises but at different angles with different grips. So these are the ways that I, you know, look to assess and change what they're doing to see if I can bring up these weak body parts. And almost always there is success in doing so, because it's not, I know that a lot of people say if they have a weak body part, oh, it's just my genetics. It's not always just genetics. There's something flawed in your form or in what you're doing. Sometimes what works for all your other body parts does not work for the weak body part. Maybe you've had tremendous success doing reps to failure, 6 to 8 reps for every body part, but for some reason your biceps don't respond to this. They need higher reps, lower reps, slower reps, whatever. So that's the way I look at it, and that's the way I assess it. It's more difficult, more challenging with such an advanced bodybuilder than it is with a beginner or an intermediate. But still, my job as a coach is to look at all these things, find out what's wrong, troubleshoot it just like you would anything else, and then get their body to respond. And that's how I do it.
That was a good question.
Thank you.